Welcome back, student. In this video, we are going to discuss another problem on solving LPP graphically. In the previous video, we discussed about maximization problem. In this video, we are going to discuss a problem on minimization. For example, we are having a problem minimum is equal 3x1 plus 5x2 subject to the constraints 2x1 plus x2 greater than or equal to 120, x1 plus x2 greater than or equal to 80. Our values x1, x2 all are greater than or equal to 0. So when we were discussing formulation of LPP, we said that in general, when we are having a minimization problem, the constraint should be considered as the greater than or equal to. The constraint should be considered as greater than or equal symbol. So here the problem is minimization, the constraints are greater than or equal. This is the same like the previous model for maximization, just only the region will change. Because when we set the maximization, we said we are going to take the innermost region. We will consider the innermost region. For minimization, we are going to consider the outermost region. We are going to follow the same principle. First, I am going to find the points. I am going to take the first equation. The first equation is 2x1 plus x2 is equal to 120. From this, I am going to find 2 points. I am going to find point A and I am going to find point B. To find point A, we said we are going to take y value 0. And to find point B, I am going to assume the x value 0. Now I am going to find the points. So here now this will be, I am going to take the right hand side. The right hand side is 120 divided by the coefficient of x1 is 2. The same idea here, I am going to take the right hand side. The coefficient of x2 is 1. So the point A is 60, 0 and point B is 0, 120. Now using this, I am going to draw the graph. So we are having the graph. Here is x1, here is x2. x1 and x2. When I check my first point is A 60, 0. That way this will be on x1 axis. Somewhere here I am going to assume this is A 60, 0. B 0, 120. So this will be on the vertical axis. Somewhere here B 0, 120. Now I am going to join these 2 points using a straight line. I am going to join these 2 points using a straight line. In the same idea, I am going to consider the next equation. I am going to check what is the second equation. Equation 2. My equation 2 is x1 plus x2 is equal to 80. I am going to find point C and I am going to find point D. So again the same principle, point C I am going to assume y value 0 and for point D we are going to assume x value 0. When I take it from the right hand side, the coefficients are 1, so this will become 80. This is also 80. Now I am going to draw the next line. Here this is 80, 0. So 80, 0 will be somewhere here. I am going to assume 80, 0. And 0, 80 will be somewhere here. So this is D 0, 80. Now I am going to join these 2 points using a straight line. Now, till now we consider the equation as equal. Now we are going to take it the constraints. Here the constraints are given as greater than or equal. What is the meaning of greater than or equal? When I take the values for x1 and x2, the values should give me the total value which is above 120 and which is greater than 80. That means the values of x1 and x2 lies outside the line. So when I take the first equation, the first equation is AB. Here it is saying that the values are outside this line. The values are outside this line. In the same idea, when I take this equation, the second equation, second straight line, the values are outside this area. So when we check for the intersection, which is called the feasible region. Now we are going to find the feasible region. To find the feasible region, I am going to check the intersection area. When I check here, the intersection area is starting from C, isn't it? It is moving here, and there is a point here. We don't know what is this point, so I am going to assume this is E, and I am going to find this point, and then it is going up. It is going up. So I am going to consider the outermost region as the feasible region. As the feasible region. When I check the end points of feasible region, I am going to check the end points of feasible region. When I check the end points of feasible region, they are, one point is C, 80, 0. There is another point E, we don't know, we are going to find this point X, Y. And we are having the third point on the top D, 0, 120. See, you can remember like this. When you want to find the maximization, you are going to start from 0. Keep moving in the area. Wherever you get the point, make a turn and join back again. So what will happen? Quite automatically, you can find the innermost region. In the contrary, when you want to find the minimization, you start from the outermost value, keep moving. Here is your point, make a turn. Here is your point, make a turn. Here is your point, make a turn. So I am going to consider the outermost feasible region. We are going to consider the outermost feasible region. Now the thing is that we are having 3 points. One is 80, 0, one is x, y, and there is 0, 120. Once if I find the value of x, y, then we can use that value and we can find the minimum z. What will be the minimum z? So the basic idea, our solution lies between this 3 value, in this 3 values. So to find the value of x and y, I am going to solve the 2 equations, solving 1 and 2. Solving 1 and 2. The first equation is 2x1 plus x2 is equal to 120. The second equation is x1 plus x2 is equal to 80. So minus x2 cancel. x1 is equal to 40. When I substitute in any one equation 1 and 2, I can say easily the point B, the next point in 2. So we will get x2 is equal to 80 minus 40. x1 is 40, so 80 minus 40, so the answer is 40. Now the point E we found as 40, 40. We found the point E as 40, 40. Now we are going to take this 3 points and then we are going to find the minimum value. We are going to take this 3 points and then we are going to find the minimum value. Now I am going to check the objective function. And from the objective function, I am going to substitute these values and then we are going to find the minimum. We are going to find the minimum. So here, First I am going to take the first point. What is the first point? C 80, 0. The first point C 80, 0. When I move here, I am having the second point E, what we found 40, 40. So the second point E is 40, 40. And when we move up, we are having the next point B 0, 120. We are having the point B 0, 120. So I am going to assume the value for x1 and x2, and I am going to find the value of z. When I take 80, this is 3 multiply 80 plus 0. This is 240. I am going to take 40, 40. So this is 3 multiply 40 plus 5 multiply 40. This is 120 plus 200. This is 320. In the same idea, I am going to put the next point and I am going to find the value of z 0, 120. So this is 3 multiply 0, 5 multiply 120. So this is 600. Now the objective is to find the minimum z value. The objective is to find the minimum z value. I am going to check the value. The first value is 240 at 80, 0. The second value is 320 at 40, 40. And the third value is 600 at 0, 120. So I am going to check the least value. 240 is the least value. So I am going to write like this. Minimum z is equal to 240. At the point we are having C 80, 0. At the point C 80, 0. So the basic principle, first consider the constraint, draw the straight line, draw the graph, consider the feasible region. If it is maximum, you are going to consider the innermost region. If it is minimum, you are going to consider the outermost region. Then find the end points of the feasible region. There will be a point of intersection. Solve the equation and find the point of intersection. Take these values and substitute in the objective function. And then find if it is the condition is minimum, check for the smallest number. And if it is maximum, check for the biggest number. Understand the idea, dear? Thank you. In the next class, we will continue with the simplex method, the next chapter. Thank you all.